One of the biggest upsets in UFC history just happened. Alexa Grasso, who a lot of people did not give any credit for, just defeated Valentina Shevchenko and submitted her for her second submission win in her entire career. She's always been known as a boxer, known for her hands. But not only did she get a good submission over Valentina, who was supposed to be the better grappler overall, the technique and speed of which she got her back was extremely high level. And she says she was training for that specific moment to happen in her training camp, where Valentina oftentimes will spin and she won't mask it. She'll almost never set it up. She'll spin using her sheer speed to catch the opponent off guard and kick him to the body or kick him to the head. But this didn't happen out of nowhere. Valentina did not spin too often, but Alexa Grasso, being in the southpaw stance, would force that kind of spin more often than usual. Because in the southpaw stance, it's going to make it harder for Valentina to use her round kicks with her left leg, right? Valentina loves the left round kick to the body and to the head. That's how she's able to really rack up damage on the opponent and change up targets to make things confusing. Grasso went southpaw, which is something she doesn't normally do. She did it for this fight. She knew that her open side is going to be on her left. And what comes through that left side are Valentina's spinning kicks. And in the first round, Valentina threw a spinning hook kick to the head, and then later threw one spinning back kick to the body, but that was from a very far range. Grasso couldn't really capitalize on that. But because she saw those spins, she knew that if she got in the correct distance, which is like mid-range, like kicking distance to long punching distance, she can get on the back, because that's what she was training for. She wanted Valentina to spin at that distance so she can get her back, and as soon as it happened, as soon as Grasso got into that range on purpose, that's when she pounced on it. And Alexa Grasso knew if she can step off away from the rotation, so kind of having the same rotation with the kick, so she's able to circle around, then she'll be able to easily get the back, because Valentina will not be able to see where Grasso is because she span at her, and Grasso will be able to jump on the back. But the speed at which she did it was insane. Intelligent work by Alexa Grasso, using her stance in order to capitalize and submit her dominant opponent that even Valentina did not even think ahead of. Right, Valentina did not think, okay, if Grasso's going to be southpaw, she's going to expect him to throw spinning kicks instead of the round kick. You have to absolutely give so much credit to Alexa Grasso's corner. They did an amazing job game planning for this fight. And what's really crazy is, for someone like Alexa Grasso, who's never been known to have that great of grappling, to get so much better over such a short amount of time is amazing to watch. And the choke wasn't even under the chin. She was crushing the chin, but because of her squeeze, it looked like Valentina was going to go out if she didn't tap. I mean, look at the discoloration. Her whole head is so red, but her jaw is so white. That's how insanely tight that squeeze was. Just an absolute wild sight. And yeah, you can say Shevchenko was probably winning the fight, and a spin costed it. It's reminiscent to the Chris Weidman and Luke Rockhold fight, where it looked like Weidman was doing really well, span at the wrong time, and that led up into a finish eventually. And at the highest level of the game, when you're in a championship fight, those small mistakes can cost you everything. But we have to give Alexa Grasso more credit than just her grappling there. She was the superior boxer. She was able to get inside on Valentina, and the thing about Valentina was she wasn't able to throw her kicks like she wanted to. She threw some of them to the leg, and she threw an early spinning hook kick to the head. But the reason why she wasn't throwing a lot of round kicks that you're used to seeing from her to the body and to the head is because Alexa Grasso went to southpaw. You can really tell how much they game planned for this fight. They saw that if Grasso is in southpaw, it's going to take away the kicks, which is going to allow Grasso to get inside of her boxing range a lot easier, and that's exactly what happened. It forced Valentina to just box with her. Eventually, Valentina turned into a wrestler, shooting consistently under the offense, but early on, Grasso was really able to let her hands go in that short range, because Valentina's patterns were always the same. She would just pull back for the right hand counter, and Grasso will be able to bait out that pullback with her jab. And a big thing about boxing is you don't want to pull back on someone's jab, because usually there's something following behind it. So when Valentina pulls back from the jab and she's looking to counter with a right hook, that's where Alexa Grasso's left straight is going to beat the looping punch on the inside and catch Valentina when she's leaning all the way back like that. She has nowhere else to move. And this was happening over and over in the fight. Alexa Grasso was literally beating Valentina in the striking just with a 1-2. And Valentina's takedowns were better than I've ever seen them. She was actually shooting double legs better than ever in her entire career. I actually don't remember too many times where she shot double legs. Most of her takedowns are from trips in the clinch due to her judo background. But she was shooting double legs under the punches and getting them very easily. And you could definitely tell that Alexa Grasso did not see these coming at all. It took until the fourth round where she lowered her stance to be able to defend the takedowns. But because of that, she wasn't able to explode forward like she wanted, and ultimately waited for the moment that Valentina would spin so she can get her back. The fight in total was a bit of a pattern there, and it's great to see a fighter like Alexa Grasso to show fight IQ like that. She definitely listens to her corner, and it seems to be well coachable, and that's only going to mean that in the rematch, she's going to be even better for Valentina. I can see Valentina being the favorite because it looked like one move costed the fight for her, but we're not used to seeing Valentina Shevchenko coming into a next fight off a loss. So we saw that with Amanda Nunes, and she looked amazing in her rematch. We'll see if Valentina Shevchenko is going to be able to do the same thing, because now she's going to know that Alexa Grasso is probably going to come out in southpaw, and that's going to allow Valentina to address this, because she didn't really address it too much in the fight other than the takedowns. In her striking alone, she didn't really do anything different to adjust to that southpaw stance, and I think with a training camp, she will be able to develop something there, and she won't be caught off guard by the southpaw. So I'm actually really interested in this rematch. I'm really wondering what the fighters are going to do in order to change their approach going into that fight. It's amazing for Alexa Grasso and the Mexican fighters and all the Mexican fans around the world that they have 3 champions now. 1 interim champion, but technically 3 current champions, with Brandon Moreno, Alexa Grasso, and Yair Rodriguez as the interim. That's honestly amazing, man. I'm so happy for the Mexican fans, so happy for the Mexican champions, and I'm really looking forward to what Valentina Shevchenko can do in the rematch.